Allied Services Friday Night Rivals, presented by Tom Hesser Dealerships, is on MyTV WQMY.
Welcome to the North Pocono Sports Complex. We're in Moscow, Lackawanna County. Tonight, it's a Lackawanna Football Conference showdown, Division I style, as Abington Heights battles North Pocono. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob I, and a beautiful night for high school football up here in Lackawanna County. It's week number 9 already. Can't believe the playoffs are right around the corner. Joining me, as he's done all year, former Tunkhannock area coach John Seachak. Amanda Kuhl will be on the sidelines. Coach, we know for sure these two teams will be in the respective classifications in the playoffs. But tonight's game is more about seeding. They really need a win.
They really do. Both these teams are fighting for everything they can get to move up in the rankings so they get a better seed. And obviously, it could possibly mean a home field advantage for one of these teams.
Comets playing very good football. In fact, they upset Scranton last week 14-13. They like to throw the ball. We'll see a lot tonight of our Allied Services Spotlight player, Jack Burke.
Jack Burke, and it's a strange combination he plays. Defensive end and wide receiver. 6'2", 190 pounds. He's tall, lanky. He's got 2 touchdowns on the year. He's rushed for 422 yards. He's the type of guy that Coach Reps just really likes to have.
Trojans want to be playing better football. If they play good tonight with the run, they may win the game. So hopefully we'll see a lot of our other Allied Services Spotlight player, Michael Blaine.
Michael Blaine has been their footwork, their go-to guy. 700 yards, 6 touchdowns this year. More importantly, he's got 66 yards receiving, and what I really liked and what I asked him and stunned him out was he was 1 for 1 with 1 touchdown this year passing, so he's 100%.
There you go. So how about we check out some keys to the game. First for the Comets, and we'll see what they have to say.
Well, the Comets are worried about that pass game that they have, and he wants to be able to create his run game, and he wants to really establish turnovers. And then going for North Pocono, Coach Dolan, it was funny, they have the same ones. He wants to be able to establish his run game, stop their run game. He wants to get big plays, stop their big plays.
Well, we have a beautiful weekend on tap. I don't know what we're doing. We're going to find something to do outside, but let's check in now with the weather with Mike Susko from the Fox 56 News first at 10.
Hey everyone, well for tonight's Friday Night Rivals game against Abington Heights and North Pocono, it's going to be chilly. Look at this, 49 degrees at kickoff and then mostly clear sky here. Winds will be on the lighter side, so there will be a little bit of a wind chill. It'll feel like you're in the mid-40s, but it won't be too bad. As we go into halftime, only 47 for that temperature. Still mostly clear sky, and everybody is going to be chilly tonight here as we will eventually fall down to near 40, but overall it will be dry. Let's send it back out to the field.
Well, Jan, we should have a playoff-like atmosphere here tonight in North Pocono. It's the Comets and the Trojans next.
You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals, presented by Tom Hesser Dealerships on MyTV WQMY.
The North Pocono Band with the performance of our national anthem. Time now to go down to Amanda. And Amanda, these two teams, we know they're going to the playoffs. Jan and I talked about that, and it's an important game, but really one team's playing well, the other one not so much.
That's right, Bob and Jan. And you know, if we look back, Abington Heights leads the series, but North Pocono has won 7 straight. But this year, Abington Heights in their last 4 is 2-2. North Pocono is 1-5 in their last 6. So these two teams are trending in 2 totally different directions.
And yeah, that's about it. I mean, Western Wayne and North Pocono was a great game watching on a film. The Trojans looked like a playoff team in week number 2, but since then, things haven't gone their way. They're coming off a big loss, a shutout loss to Scranton Prep last week.
Talking with Coach Dolan, he was saying that from week 2, they lost some key players, and he's really been frustrated that they haven't been able to play 4 quarters of football at this point. So they've had some adversity. He's really pleased with how hard his kids are playing. He just wants them to play hard 4 quarters.
The Comets, meanwhile, we talked about that upset last week. They like to throw the ball. Running has been a real big issue this year. Just 6 rushing touchdowns on the season. They average just 47 yards per game on the ground.
That's very anemic, but the way their offense is structured, they have these tall, fast, lanky receivers, and they're trying to spread that ball out to them. So we're going to see one team that's going to try to pound the rock, the other one that's going to be tossing.
Brady Mapes tees it up for the Trojans. Schmidt and Kucherfellow back to receive the opening kick for the Comets. And week number 9 of high school football is about to begin. Picked up by Bossy, the actual tight end, and he's still on his feet, hard to take down. And the ball is on the ground. Was he down, or was that a fumble recovery? The Trojans recover the opening fumble of the game.
Not the way the Comets wanted to start out. He was really trying to get that extra. You'll see this great job with our replay. Look at it, legs are chugging. Guys come in, and right there you'll see the strip coming in. They just pull the ball out of his hands. It's a rugby scrum. It comes out, and it's already down. You see that down there. That was recovered by number 42 for the Trojans.
So here comes North Pocono, averaging 12 points per game. Want to get that running game going. Look at Noah West, the quarterback, in just a second. Here comes the rush, and it's a big one. And he throws it, and will there be a flag down for grounding? Big rush by Bossy. And from number 55, Connor Casey for Abington. It's going to be just an incomplete pass.
Well,
okay, here is Noah West. Jan, his first year underneath center, 630 yards, but 8 interceptions. Not something Coach Dolan wants to see.
Well, no coach wants to see that. First-year kid, again, they're trying to make him fit into their offense, and one of the things that Coach Dolan said was he was trying too hard and forcing those balls in there with those interceptions.
First carry from our spotlight player and positive yards, but 3rd and long now facing this Trojan team.
Well, we saw at Abington that first play. Here's the replay, the toss play. Number 2 just puts his shoulder out, but look at how quickly number 18, Shane Brower, the strong safety, came up and forced that back inside.
Comets on the year giving up 27 points per game. They do have 15 sacks and 37 tackles for a loss. That'll lead a defensive stance now. West on the quarterback, keep nowhere to go. Well short of the first down. Let's take a quick look at the offense for North Pocono, brought to you by Tom Hesser. West Blaine and Gallant will be in the backfield. Receivers very talented. Watch out for Raleigh Moore, 10 catches and a touchdown on the year. And up front, they had to move some guys around, Coach, and what do you see from the guys up front size-wise?
Well, they got three seniors, 2 juniors. They average 235 pounds across the board. And the big man they have out there is number 62, Brendan Carney. He's 6'2", 250 pounds.
Out of field goal range for Mapes. So they'll go for it on first down off the Abington fumble, and Coach Dolan, he wants to call an early timeout with 10-11 left here in the first quarter. So the opening kickoff fumbled by Abington, and right now the defense coming up big for the Comets.
They really have. They're putting some pressure on. If we could go back to that first play that they had to run on defense, number 55 came flying off as the will linebacker on the blitz, and really that's what forced that incomplete pass that could have been interpreted as intentional grounding.
So here,
here it is. Thank you. Look at this. Our guys, top notch in here. This is the fumble play. That's when the ball popped out right there. You see it on the ground underneath 28, and then number 42. Oh, that wasn't 42. I am
might have been 42
mistaken.
or 21.
21's the one that was down there because 13 was right next to him.
Look at this coach. That's 21. Might have recovered that fumble. So after the timeout, big fourth down facing this Trojan team. Want to turn these turnovers into points. West rolling, being chased by Bossy. Throws in and well out of bounds, and the Comets will hold and take over on down. So a big play from the Comets defense, and we remain scoreless.
You'll see this. They're trying to run that bootleg action with him getting out there. And again, they're just bringing what they have to do, the pressure to force that quarterback to throw that ball out of bounds.
North Pocono struggling with their offense this year. In fact, they were shut out last week and couldn't get anything going. So for the first time this year, we're going to see a new quarterback for Abington. It's going to be the freshman, Nicholas Bradley. Just one interception on the year, but he has a strong arm.
He really does. I was watching him in pregame and how hard and fast and tight he was throwing that ball.
Trying to get a running game going. Boersma, number 28, going to be caught behind the line of scrimmage.
Boersma was lined up at that slide. He comes right up inside, and you can just see, boy, the red jersey, number 57, does a great job sniffing that out and drops him. That was Zach Hatala, the 6'2", 205-pound junior.
So no gain on the play. One thing about Bradley, boy, he's quite a pitcher, already getting some offers from D1. We haven't even seen him on a varsity level yet, and already he throws over about 80 to 90 miles per hour. Little end around coming. This is Cutrofello, and the defense is there for North Pocono again. Let's check out now the Comets offense, averaging 13.5 points per game. Hensas in the backfield, just 84 yards on the year. This is where the talent is. It's in the wide receivers. We talked about Burke and Fedor's back after an injury. And up front, Coach, what do you have on the offensive line?
Right now, there's only 3 seniors that are playing, 2 sophomores. They average 210 pounds, and that's really light for an offensive line. That might be part of the problem where the line of scrimmage is being reestablished behind them.
Let's see if they get the freshman to throw it up. They do, and it's well overthrown, trying to hit the tight end, headed to Brown. And right now, 2 possessions, 2 defensive stands from each team.
Well, we knew that each team was going to try. One is going to establish the pass, one's to run. Now, this is his first time really getting in there at the cues. He's just got to settle down, and I'm sure Coach is going to tell him, Coach Repshis is going to say, look, just play within your means. Don't try to do anything outside the box.
Well, this may be where they have an advantage. This special teams unit, with Hartshorn, boy, this kid has a strong, strong leg. High hanging kick. Takes a Comet bounce, and North Pocono will have their second possession inside the 20 at the 16. Well, both coaches with a lot of experience here. Coach, 11 seasons for Green Dolan here. Joe Repshis in his 18th season. Two of the better ones in the Lackawanna Football Conference.
When you want to talk about guys that run clean programs, make sure that they're emphasizing to their players, it's their student athletes, and it's really important to these 2 coaches because that's what these communities want from these coaches and their players.
So let's see if this offense can get anything going. A little bit of running room for West. Might have lost the ball for a second. Big number 78 is in there on the tackle, A.J. Abda.
Nice job by the sophomore defensive tackle in there. He plays off. They actually did a combo block, and he actually played off and got the first hit in there. Now I'm seeing that Abington's lined up in a 4-3 this time. The last time they were out, defensively, they were in a 3-4.
Boston from behind, the ball's out again. And the referee say he was down. So the quarterback keeper was fumbled. Nope. Let's take a look at the Tom Hesser defense now for Abington Heights. There you saw what we there have up front. The linebackers very active in there. The freshman Kerrigan getting a start tonight, and in the secondary, they will be tested tonight, I think, for this Abington team a little bit. Watch over Hens's 56 tackles on the year, 3 for a loss.
We were talking about their Comets offensive line, their defensive line's just as light. They average 200 pounds.
They're down, little draw, and we have our first perfect storm renovations, first down of the game.
Nice run by Michael Blaine, one of our spotlight players. He does a real nice job, puts his head down in here. They run that draw play, and you'll see number 67 there coming in, or 57, Zach Halata from his tackle spot that folded up inside to pick up that second level linebacker.
Oh, we know Coach Dolan wants to establish this run. Blaine is very talented. Talked about him last year. He had 990 yards and 8 touchdowns. Near just short of the 1,000-yard mark, but hasn't been able to get anything going with this really revamped offensive line. West's first pass over the middle is behind his tight end, Ty LaFay.
Boy, and Jack Burke, our other spotlight player, number 16, playing defensive end for the Comets, comes off his defensive end position, reads it. He wasn't fooled by that play action and would put pressure right up in his face.
Those are the passes I think Coach Dolan would like to see West perform a little bit better at all season long. He hasn't been as accurate as he would like, first-year starter, of course. I don't think he ever played quarterback even coming into this year.
And that's tough, especially if Coach had him at the summer, if he got a lot of reps.
Yep.
You know, you'd think by now he would be more into a rhythm.
Blaine puts the shoulder down, gains 6. They're down upcoming right at the 35-yard line.
Well, again, you'll see right up in here, their offensive line now is starting to get their combo blocks. They look like double teams, but they're actually combo blocks where the guard tackle get together. They get their hips together. They're looking at the first man on line of scrimmage, and their eyes go immediately to the linebacker.
Connor Casey made the tackle for the Comets. Third down. Back to Blaine. He's got a hole. Closes quickly. He's going to be about a yard short. Good tackle by Bossy.
Nick Bossy right in there does a nice job. They're playing that 3-3 now in there, so that gives them that nice little blend of blitzes that they can do off of that.
Benzie back to punt. Coach Dolan's not going to roll the dice. Cutrofello and Burke back. Excuse me, that's Schmidt back there to receive. Kevin Schmidt, number 15. And now we're going to have a timeout, I think, for the Comets. Okay, 5:17 left in the first. We'll take a quick timeout.
Joining me now is Sergeant Avila. Last week we've talked about some of the opportunities that they had, but can you talk to me this week about some of the education incentives that you guys offer?
Oh, for sure. So the Army Reserve currently offers up to $50,000 in student loan repayments. We have Montgomery GI Bill kickers up to $350 per month for 36 months, as well as the Montgomery GI Bill over $15,000 and tuition assistance $4,000 per year for students going to college, and $40,000 sign-on bonuses right now.
Which is absolutely incredible. And at this time, we want to take the time to introduce you at home to one of our own, Jack Malone. Jack will be enlisting in the U.S. Army this week, and he's headed to basic training on the 8th of next month. Jack has been such a critical part of our crew, and he's been with us all season on camera in our truck. So Jack, thank you so much for everything that you've done this year.
And Jan and I echo those sentiments from Amanda. Jack's been around for a couple years, and he's going to be headed to basic training soon. Good luck to Jack. There's Jack, an Abington Heights grad, so maybe he'll get a win tonight for the Comets. Okay, what we missed was a fourth down procedure call on Abington that got the first down for North Pocono. Then Michael Blaine just picked up almost 6 yards on his carry. So they're starting to get that running game going, and they're going to give it to the fullback, Gallant. And he's inside Comets territory for a perfect storm renovations first down.
I love it when teams start using that two-back situation, a fullback, and they hand the big fullback. Look at how big that gap was inside. He ended up just blowing that up, and again, just a shoestring tackle to save that.
So the Trojans trying to get that groove back that they had in the first 2 weeks, get some running game going. Oh, the ball's down again. The handoff was not completed properly. Galan coughs it up, and with another turnover, and this one goes over to the Comets.
See that in there. They just come back with that trap play in there. The right guard, number 75, pulling up inside, and that ball just popped right out of there. You see it on the ground. Great job, great recovery by the Comets. Try to get a number in there.
So the Comets defense comes up big. Bradley back out. Let's see if they try to get their passing game going under Greg Juste. Bradley back, strong arm. Going to go down the sideline to Mason Fedor, and it's incomplete. Good defense on the outside from Raleigh Moore.
Well, there's a flag on this, so we'll see what it is. Probably holding, I would imagine. Oh.
Jason McDermott, our referee tonight, and his crew from Lackawanna Football Conference. Boy, the A-team tonight is out there, I'll tell you what.
Well, except for that Paul Grabowski.
Yeah.
He was one of my former assistant coaches. That's why I'm just teasing him.
Holding, 55 offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
So Connor Casey, the center, called the hold. Backs up Abington now, but a nice pass from the, see that strong arm from this freshman quarterback.
Well, that was Brendan Carney that was forcing that pressure coming up inside, and that's why Connor Casey, you saw him right at the end coming into your picture before the ball was released. He ended up grabbing him.
Bradley completes it to the outside quickly. Then that's Schmidt. Nope, that is Burke. So Burke with a minimal gain, just 2 on that one. Let's take a look at the Tom Hesser defense for the Trojans, giving up 30 points per game on this season. There you see what's up front. The linebackers, Tyler Fave, he's been around a few years, 55 total tackles, 25 of those solo. And the secondary will be tested tonight against this Abington Heights team. 4 interceptions for number 11, Riley Moore.
Well, I'll tell you what, the North Pocono defensive line averages 237 pounds versus a 210-pound average offensive line. So the Trojans should be able to reestablish that line of scrimmage, but they get that ball out so quick, the Comets do.
Bradley with time, finds his tight end over the middle. Bossy, boy, 1 yard is the only amount of gain they can get out of that.
Again, when you're doing these 1 yard gainers, that's not what you're looking for. But credit the secondary of the Trojans right now that they're playing a blanket coverage on all their big, lanky receivers, which Coach Dolan was really concerned about.
Ryan Marsh there, number 14. So Bradley back, 3rd and long. And well over the intended receiver, double teamed was Fedor. And Abington will have to punt this one over.
Boy, number 62, Brendan Carney, 6'2", 250 pounds. Look at that pressure. They tried the chop block. Great job with his hands, pushing the chopper down, and continues to rush that quarterback, flush him out, and make him throw that ball down the sideline.
We've had 2 possessions, coach, and not much to show for it for either team.
And they're coughing the ball up, too. Last time the snap was a little iffy.
Hartshorn, here comes the rush and high hanging kick. And there you saw the leg of Hartshorn. He's one of the weapons I think if Joe Repchus could use, he would. When you see him kick off, he just gets the ball in the end zone. He's Mr. Touchback. Now, North Pocono's used to that, right? Last year we saw Jordan Carr.
All the time.
30-some touchbacks a season.
Boy, Hartshorn really does have a great leg on him, and he's really been helping in that terms of field position to try to pin North Pocono back deep. And again, now they're starting at their 22-yard line. Not where they want to be, but it's better than being at the 2.
Trojans coming off a 32-0 loss to Scranton Prep last week. The week before, they picked up a win, 28-7 over Wallenpaupack. Couple tight ends in there now to the I formation. Play action. Set up a screen to Blaine. Boersma pulls him down from behind. Great stop by the linebacker after a 2-yard gain.
Boy, they're in that middle linebacker spot. You'll see him. He just comes flying into your TV screen right there. Does a nice job. Good angle, good pursuit, good wrap up.
He's the Comets' leading tackler, 60 total tackles on the year for the 5'11 junior. Boersma. Four wideouts now for the Trojans. Here comes the blitz. Noah West gets it away, a high one, trying to get it over
Connor Casey.
to Casey. Nope, to Benzie was the intended receiver, but Casey was on the rush.
I apologize, Bob. I'm sorry. Yes, 55 came flying from his will position, and I'm surprised he didn't get a piece of that ball.
Both coaches just trying to figure out what is going to work tonight for either team. So far, we haven't seen much of anything. High tackle, looking for a face mask for West, just past the 30, brings up 4th down. No flag on the field.
Well, we saw the last series, the Trojans were starting to get some success on the ground, and they came back to a pass game. So I'm wondering if Coach Dolan, everybody was thinking it's a face mask. Well,
no, I don't think
it's an
so.
ear hole.
They
don't have a call for an ear hole.
So another 3 and out for the Trojans. After the last possession, they were able to get a couple first downs. Just under 1 minute here in the first quarter. Benzie's kick off the side of his foot, just inside the 50, and that's where the Comets will come back out onto the field. We're scoreless here at the North Pocono Sports Complex, Lackawanna Football Conference Division I game. Two teams headed to the respective playoffs. Right now, Abington Heights the 4th seed in 5A, and North Pocono 6th seed right now in 4A. But that could all change. Both teams have tough games next week. In fact, the Comets are going to have to go to Del Val, and the Trojans to Crestwood. Trying to sneak a Henzis run in there. Blaine on the tackle along with Gallant, it looks like.
But now Abington's going to try to get their, I'm sure right now Coach Repshis is going to say, all right, let's try to establish run to open up the pass, because they know, North Pocono knows that they can pass the ball fairly well if given the time.
Now Sean Theodore, the sophomore, has gotten a majority of the starts this year. He did not tonight. He is healthy. So if Bradley, I think, has a bad first half, we may see the sophomore into the second half. Just going to take the hot hand. A little short to Bossy again, and the big tight end breaks a tackle, and he's going to get up forward for a Perfect Storm Renovations first down for Abington Heights, and that's the way the first quarter will end here in Moscow. We're scoreless. Second quarter on the way.
Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY. After the first quarter, it is 0-0 for Abington Heights and North Pocono. Joining me now is Toby Grisenda from NEPA Builders. Toby, it's week 9. We've talked all season about raising the roof. What can you say about raising the roof?
Yeah, so Raising the Roof is a partnership between Fox 56, 84 Lumber Company, NEPA Builders to come together and give a free roof away to somebody in need. We wanted to do something for our community, to connect to our community, and instead of doing a food drive or something else to join a charity, we wanted to do it in a way that only a builder could really, do it. So we figured to give a roof away to somebody, what was more important to someone than, the roof over their head. So.
And time is running out to get those applications in. We're going to announce our winner next week. So what does somebody have to do this week to get those applications in?
Yeah, so super important. Today is really the last day for the nominations, so please visit our website, go to the giveaway page. You can nominate someone that you know is in need. Let's work together, get it in today so that we can pick somebody early in next week, and then what we're going to do next Friday is we're going to announce that winner. So very important, get those nominations in today, and let's help somebody together.
Thanks, Toby. Looking forward to next week to seeing who wins a roof. A very deserving family for sure. Bob, Jan, let's get back to the game.
Thank you guys again for joining us, and a great thing by Northeast Builders. Thank them for coming out, and Toby too. Good to see him again here on a cold night in Moscow. Boy, some way Abington's going to try to get that running game going. They couldn't do it on the first play. We now have, I talked about Theodore. We see Sean Theodore now as quarterback, number 4. And he is a sophomore. And we'll look at
again, he's going through his progressions. And look how disciplined North Pocono was. You see all the red jerseys. From the angle I have up here, you could see they just were stopped, went to their hook to curl zones, their drops, and just waited. And that's where there was nowhere for him to throw the ball.
Theodore with 16 interceptions on the season. One of the reasons he had to maybe not get the start tonight. Nice pass to the outside, good completion, and that's Jack Burke, his first reception of the night, and they're going to be 2 yards short of a first down, gain of 12.
Again, this is our player, our spotlight player, Jack Burke. He's got 476 yards coming into the game, 2 touchdowns, and right there, there's a little bit more chemistry right there with having Theodore in there with Burke. I mean, you have that freshman coming in. He's nervous. He's got all the juices flowing, and his balls were a little bit high or low, whatever. His targets are going to get better. But now Theodore's coming in. Let's try second quarter and let's get this going.
Well, Abington barely gets this ball off on 4th down. Here comes Theodore. And North Pocono's there for the stop. A big defensive stand from the Trojans. Ryan Marsh gets in there, along with Ashton Smith, and the ball will go over to North Pocono.
Well, their defensive line did a great job and did what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to eat up that line of scrimmage. They did, and the linebackers were allowed to scrape and flow and make that key stop to get the Trojans the ball back.
Good job by the Trojans defense tracking down the quarterback. So Abington had a couple completions, couple first downs, but have to turn the ball over to Noah West and company. Let's see now if the running game can get going. Blaine, good hole. Ball's ahead for about 8.
It looked like ball almost slipped out of there again. We know it's a chilly night out there. They run with that. Look at that power play coming at you. Look at that right in there. I thought I saw. Yeah. No. Okay.
You talked yourself out of it.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, you talked yourself out of it.
I have no idea.
Glad we could help.
Thanks for being there, Bob.
Yeah. Brower on the tackle. Second down after the pickup of 7. Blaine again trying to get the corner. Good job by the safety to come up. Schmidt on the tackle. He comes
did
up.
A tremendous job. They're running that. Oh, that's that inside power play from second down. He just puts his head down, and he's just so tall and lanky. He's gaining yards. Here we go to that outside play, and look at that. Wow, Schmidt coming up, just laying the wood in there. He just ends up putting that right shoulder in there, head across, wrapping.
Third down conversion's been a key. Blaine, he has it. That's a perfect storm. Renovations first down for Michael Blaine inside Common territory. Gain of 10.
We're starting to see the offensive line now start to reestablish and take charge. They just go in there with that fold play up inside, and he just runs so hard. You can see that. He's trying to punish the defender.
Both teams have kind of inched into their opponent's side of the field, but then they turn the ball over, or it's been On fourth down, they couldn't make it. So let's see if the Trojans now can get things going. West, nowhere to go, but a bunch of white shirts. Burke with the tackle.
You see 62, Brendan Carney pulling from his left tackle spot. But again, they're not getting the stalk blocks done by their outside wide receivers, which is allowing now Abington's defense to pressure and stop them at the line of scrimmage.
Sophomore Brower, I should say, came up from his strong safety position to make that. No gain on the play. Back to the single back. Play action. Tight end screen to LaFave. Ty LaFave falls forward. Half yard short of the line to gain. Pickup of 9.
Love that play call, especially when you get the tight ends involved. Ty LaFave, the 6 foot, 225-pound senior. Perfect execution here. Nice job by 62. Just gets in the way. You saw him. He put his hands up, but he just dipped his shoulder a little bit just to get a little pop in there, just to slow him up.
10th reception of the season for the senior. Timeout down on the field for Coach Dolan. His second timeout of the first half on 3rd and 1. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll see if North Pocono can continue this drive. So a 3rd down call after the timeout. Quarterback keep by West, picks up a 3, and it's a Perfect Storm Renovations first down.
That's a great call. I mean, it was 3rd and less than 1, and that's what he wanted to do. Coach Dolan called that timeout to make sure they could get it.
Blaine trying to get anything outside. Abington is there. Bossy on the tackle along with Brower. Good gain of 6. So Blaine and company still trying to get this one going, Coach. And
there they go with the power play again. That time, Zach Hoover, number 50, the 6 foot, 225-pounder, leading the way up there.
Blaine does have a 200-yard game this year. He had 31 carries against Wallenpaupack, 210 yards and 2 touchdowns. I think that's what we're going to see here tonight.
That's a recipe for success.
Blaine with a nice hole. He shoots forward, holds on to the ball. It's a Perfect Storm Renovations first down.
The will linebacker, number 55, Connor Casey, makes that stop. And now we're seeing what the Trojans can do best. You saw the center, he came down towards the right side. The left guard kicked out, and he just followed that up inside.
Ninth play of this drive. It started on their own 32, and they got Blaine moving the ball. Gain of 8. Blockers in front of Blaine, finds a little crease. Falls forward inside the Allied Services red zone.
Well, Michael Blaine right now, he's going to come back to the huddle and tell Zach Gallen, his fullback, nice job on that toss. Look how he gets right up in there, takes on the outside linebacker, and then the linebacker, I give him a lot of credit, number 19, does a great job in there, coming off, playing that off, and then still makes the hit and takes him down for the tackle.
All runs except for one 9-yard completion to the tight end on this drive. Who will score first? Blaine ducks his head. 3rd down coming up inside the 15.
You see number 50 coming to your screen. Look, he's on, he's helping, and he went out of your screen because there was no work for him to get done.
Garrett Sespico in there, number 56, with the tackle. West trying to get the play called. Blaine cuts it back inside the 10 to the 6. Perfect Storm Renovations first down for Michael Blaine, gain of 6, and it's 1st and goal, North Pocono.
Here we go. Great job. I love this end zone because you can really see how the offensive line, the tackle went down, tight end kicked out, and that's where Blaine then, he shot to the right, cut back to the middle of the field.
8 carries on this drive for the senior running back. The I formation is working for the Trojans. Right back to it. Lead blocker gets one. Blaine cuts it in. Touchdown, North Pocono.
Student section is extremely excited. They brought them back to life here at Trojan Stadium. Watch what Gallant does in there. They have number 50 and 23. Look at how they double team. 23 came off his block. Zach Gallant does a great job finding the next white jersey to block, allowing Blaine to get in there for that stand-up touchdown.
Mapes PAT is up and through, and it's a 13-play, 68-yard drive, and we have a score. North Pocono leads Abington 7-0. Well, Amanda is here somewhere, but I think she made her way up to the student section for the Dr. Todd Smile Cam, Amanda.
That's right, guys. I made my way to the North Pocono student section for our first Dr. Todd Smile Cam, which is brought to you by the student section. Joining me now is Kennedy and all of her friends. Kennedy, what makes this student section so special?
We come out every Friday and we're always rowdy and we always are dressing for the theme, and we're all just happy to be here every week.
Tonight's your pink game. What are the proceeds for tonight's game?
So we all have these shirts on, and the proceeds go to breast cancer awareness.
All right, well, guys, that's it from the North Pocono student section.
I want to hear the cheer. There we go.
Perfect time for Amanda to be in that section for Dr. Todd Smile Cam.
I want to see
wow.
lift up Amanda up through the student section. Can we work on that for next week?
We'll talk to the Pittston
if your last game with
base.
us this season, we got to carry her up through the student section. So nice drive there. We'll talk about that in a second. Mapes tees it up. Schmidt and Guttrafello back to receive. The Mapes kick, a little squibber, hits somebody, another fumble on the kickoff for Abington. It knocked off a common player. North Pocono is there, and it's Ryan Marsh, the junior, comes up with it for the Trojans.
I'll be interested to ask Coach Dolan if he was trying to squib it into number 18. You saw how he was like, whoa. He was dropping back to go to his blocking assignment, and it bounced off of him. And you can see right there, he's just like, oh my God, he can't believe that. But football's bounce really funny, and that's one of the examples right there.
That was Shane Brower's having a great night tonight on the defensive side. Could have come up with that ball. North Pocono is in business on their own side of the field at the 41-yard line. Play action. Fumble by West, picks it up, and throws it short over the middle, trying to hit Ashton Smith.
Well, we know it's getting cold out there, and the ball's probably getting a little bit slick, and you'll see what happened on that. He just, he's going back. Goes with the nice fake, and watch here. He just had it. He had two hands. When he went to bring it up, it just fell out. Heads up play, and again, really smart that he threw that away, and he had Ashton Smith running across with the drag.
I know the referees checked the ball before the game. Is there enough inflation in there? What do they call
that
it?
Wasn't that would be overinflation.
Overinflation. That's right. Back to Blaine. Stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Jack Burke got a quick hand on him. Falls forward for about 2, third and long now.
Well, you see 75 pulling from his right guard. Jake Keating, 5'10", 225-pound senior, trying to get that line established. But again, I'm giving the comments a lot of praise right now because their defensive line is really, really playing well, considering that they're outmanned.
Blaine right through the middle, up off the toss, I should say, and tons of white jerseys there. Boersma makes the stop, and fourth down. Then comes the punt team for North Pocono. So the Comets defense holds once again off a turnover.
That's what I was saying earlier. They're playing pretty stout, even though they're giving up like 25 pounds on that line of scrimmage. I understand Coach Dolan went to play action, and he was trying to say, let's get this ball downtown, let's get better field position. But the Comets have done a really nice job containing their pass game.
Flag comes in from the far side. Benzie back to punt.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, 5-yard penalty, replay 4th down.
So yards are hard to come by tonight, as well as points for either team.
Coach Repshis just called timeout.
And just like Coach said, second timeout called from Abington Heights. They'll pull them over, 2:07 remaining. Coming up in the Toyota halftime report, we'll go to the Fox 56 News First at 10 studios and see what you can watch tonight on the news at 10 o'clock. Amanda has a special interview with our friends from Allied Services, and then Jan and I will be back in a very crowded booth, by the way. We're crowded booth with some highlights and stats, and that means got a lot of scorekeepers, we got a lot of people, there's food up there.
They smelled the food, they brought it up. Senior night. Again, Coach Reps just wanted to make sure that they don't jump off sides. He's probably going to put a little bit of pressure on, but he's going to say, make sure you don't get a piece of that kicker.
So, Benzie back out to kick. Not much of a breeze here. If there is any, it's kind of going across the field. The Abington Heights band getting ready to perform at halftime. Two great bands here tonight, in fact, for each team. Benzie, no pressure, high, end over end. And Cutrofello from his 9. Nowhere to go. A lot of red jerseys in his way. He falls forward past the 15. And now let's see what quarterback comes out. Probably Theodore, I would think, at this point.
I think I would bet that they said, okay, Bradley, you're going to take first quarter, second quarter, Theodore, and then a halftime decision is going to be made who's playing hotter, and we'll keep that going. Right now, they're going to have to worry about just getting another first down, or getting a first down, I should say, to keep this drive alive. Try to get the clock management going. They have one timeout left, so we'll see what the Comets can do.
Play action. Theodore down the sidelines, trying to get Burke. Got a hand on it, but pass kind of thrown out of bounds.
And Riley Moore did a nice job. The junior, the 5'11", 170-pounder, did a nice job getting on the inside pocket, trying to make the quarterback throw over him. And that ball was just a little bit out of bounds for even how tall number 16 is for them.
There's Joe Repshis. More of a defensive coach, Greg Justave, a one-time coach at Abington Heights, calls the offense. So Theodore back, calls his own number, and a planned quarterback sneak falls forward short of the line to gain. Third down now upcoming. Coach Dolan going to call timeout.
Nice job creating that hole. You saw the center on your screen. He drop stepped to his right and he turned his butt back to where the quarterback was going to shield the defender. So that way that hole opened up, allowed the quarterback to get that draw play for 6 yards.
Ryan Marsh with the tackle. So a third down now. I would think maybe after this play, North Pocono might call timeout. Going long. Down to his tight end, overthrown. That was Bozy. And a little fly, and it goes incomplete, so that stops the clock. 1:06 remaining.
Beautiful job. They gave him time. Credit that offensive line getting it done. Beautiful ball, just overthrown.
So if you get a decent return here, this is where Hartshorn's going to come into play. If he can get one away, that will turn the field around. North Pocono likes to block the punt. They practice this a lot here for the Trojans, and Hartshorn gets a kick away, not his best, but it will die right near the 40-yard line inside Trojan territory. One timeout left for the Trojans. They lead 7-0. They will get the ball to begin the second half, so that might play into the selection now, what they're going to call.
Well, I would think that he's going to try to run this down. He did a great job. That the scoring drive, Bob, you said was a 13
play.
And
yep.
I think you said they ran 12 times that time. So their success.
There's one pass.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. And Coach Dolan still has, I think, one timeout left.
One timeout, yep.
Maybe some trickification coming on.
Well, you don't want to turn the ball over. They're going to go to the air. They're going to set up a little screen. And Blaine got in the way. A bunch of red jerseys in his way. Couldn't get the ball.
Noah West, I think, dropped the ball there. No, there was just, the running back, there was just too much confusion. That was a great read, though, by the Abington Comets right there to break that screen play up.
Well, both coaches talked about their offenses in this week, and both mentioned execution. They just have, and you've seen that here tonight. Not very crisp at this time of the season.
No, it should be a lot crisper. And both coaches and staff know that. The adversity that they've had to overcome, both teams, with injuries and then the interceptions and turnover rates have really been not in their favors. And here you go, right in here, trying to run that blast. He bounced it to the outside. And again, nice job, number 15, holding his ground. Yeah, number 10 as the wide receiver. They've got to do a great job with those stalk blocks and get that running game going.
Okay, so now if you're Abington, you might have time to get the ball back. You have 2 timeouts left. Maybe you call timeout here after this play. Blaine tackled immediately. No timeout called from Abington. They can just let this run out if they want. No use even trying to handle the ball because the way the ball's bouncing tonight. If you're North Pocono, you just want to go in at the break, up 7-0.
I saw Coach Dolan put his hands to the left, went to the left, right to the right.
If you're Abington, why don't you call timeout?
It's 4th and 2. You force them to punt. Force them.
You force them to do something. You have a passing game. They might drop the punt. You don't know. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're going to check in with Coach Dolan. Amanda's going to grab him. $7-0 to score. If you like offense, this is not the game you're going to want to see. Call it like it is. And Amanda now with Coach on the field. Let's see what he has to say. Amanda?
You assess your team's performance in the first half.
Yeah, listen, I love the way we're playing. We're running the football, and we're slowing down that passing attack, but they have a great passing attack, so they're very explosive. So we got to continue to run the ball. We get the ball come out in the second half. Ball control, slow down that passing game, but a lot of game to go.
What's the message to your team?
Hey, we got 24 minutes for our seniors, right? We got to win this game for our seniors. 24 minutes of being physical football, stopping their pass game, running the football. We like our chances.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Bob, Jan, back to you.
Thanks, Amanda. Thanks, Coach. Yep. Toyota halftime report is coming up on the other side. It's North Pocono 7, Abington Heights nothing. We're at halftime.
You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals, presented by Tom Hesser Dealerships on MyTV WQMY.
Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY. It's halftime and we are at Allied Services, joined now by Laura Marion. Laura, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Laura, can you tell everybody what your position is here at Allied and what you do on your day-to-day basis?
Absolutely. So I'm the Assistant Vice President of Allied Services Hospice and Palliative Programs. I am responsible to oversee 4 levels of care that we provide: community-based palliative care, in-home hospice care, and we have 2 general inpatient hospice care units.
Can you talk a little bit more about the difference between hospice and palliative care?
Absolutely. So the biggest difference between hospice and palliative care is that under palliative care, you can continue to seek aggressive treatment, meaning you have a life-limiting or chronic illness, but you're still seeking aggressive treatments such as chemotherapy, radiation, hemodialysis. So you're not quite ready for comfort care. Hospice care is really focused on whatever days, months, whatever time you have left, we want to make it comfortable and as high quality as possible. And you really can't seek aggressive treatment. So you forego the chemotherapy, the radiation, and our focus is primarily on maintaining the patient's comfort.
And what are the services that you then provide to the patients and their families?
Sure. So on the palliative side, a nurse practitioner will come out to the home and help manage any symptoms related to a chronic illness or life-limiting illness in conjunction with either your primary care physician or your specialist that you're seeking treatment with. On the hospice side, you get a lot more coverage. You have RNs that will come to the house sometimes twice a week, but sometimes daily, depending on the condition of the patient. Home health aides that will provide personal care. Hospice, along with palliative care, is a whole interdisciplinary team approach. So we utilize social work, chaplaincy, volunteers. All of those people make visits. So our goal on both the palliative and hospice care is to not only provide outstanding patient care, but to support and provide family care and helping them understand their chronic and life-limiting illnesses.
How important is that family care during this time?
Probably I couldn't state how important it is. Critically important, because it's not just the patient that's going through this. Of course, the patient is the one that's sick, but it's the loved ones that are the caregivers providing the care and having to watch their loved one go through these illnesses. And they also have to be taught and understand disease trajectory and progression, disease progression. So there's a lot that goes into it.
And I understand you guys are hiring for some of your positions in your department.
Yes, so we're specifically hiring. We have jobs open in both of our hospice units, mostly evening shift positions, part-time positions, and we also have night shift positions available. So if anyone is out there and is interested in a highly gratifying, wonderful job with a really good boss, please call Allied Services Hospice and Palliative.
Laura, what is it that makes working at Allied so wonderful?
So I think it's a couple things. First of all, specifically to hospice and palliative, 100% team approach. We are there for each other. We call ourselves our work family, and it's true. And we're there to celebrate each other's successes and sadnesses together. And I think that makes us really unique. But from a corporate standpoint, from an integrated services standpoint, I have to say that Allied Services really cares about their employees, and they're wonderful to work for. And we have the full support of our executive team, and just from soup to nuts, everyone's great to work with.
Incredible. Laura, thank you so much for taking the time to talk about Allied with us. Stick with us. We'll be back for more football from the second half coming right up.
I'm Bill Conaboy. I'm President and CEO of Allied Services Integrated Healthcare System. On behalf of our 3,500 employees, we are thrilled to once again be a sponsor of Friday Night Rivals. I grew up in this community, and I know what high school football means to this community. We wish all the parents, the students, and the staff the best of luck in the coming football season.
Oh. On behalf of Allied Services and by TV WQMY, presented a donation to the North Pocono School District of $250. Ron Collins, the school principal, accepting tonight's check. Bob and Jan back in the booth here at North Pocono. Not much offense out there. It's just 7-0. Let's talk about North Pocono since they're winning. They got their running game going with Michael Blaine. He has, boy, I lost my notes.
84
19,
yards.
84 yards on 19 carries. They want to give him the rock, and they've been doing that and semi-successful.
And that's going to be the key to success for them. They're going to be able to control the clock with the running game that they have, and just keep feeding the ball to Blaine, giving him the ball, and then every once in a while sneak that fullback in there like they did for big yardage.
They have one turnover. Abington couldn't convert it. On the other side, the Comets have 2 turnovers on kickoffs. North Pocono is not taking advantage of that.
Again, this is a bugaboo for both teams. It has been the turnovers. Both coaches really wanted to try to limit them, and we've seen 3 already. And it's just not how a recipe for success.
And the Comets offense really non-existent tonight through the air, just 27 yards, 3 of 8. We've seen 2 quarterbacks on the ground. They only have 4 yards rushing total.
Well, they haven't had much rushing all year, and now they're trying to figure out which quarterback, what identity are we going to go with, and they've got to figure out what they want to do quick as the season's coming to an end very quickly, as is this game.
Okay, let's check out some brief highlights. There's not many in that first half. We talked about the turnovers and started on the opening kick. Bossy coughs it up.
Right on the opening kick, and you want to talk about a momentum swing. Again, now, can they capitalize on this? Next, and you see right there, the second turnover of the game. Abington gets the ball. And then on the kickoff, again, at number 18, it's not his fault. He was dropping to do his block assignment. Squib kick bounced off him. Trojans get it. Now they get to work. Here we go. You see Blaine cuts in, cuts out. Now watch this next play for the touchdown. Watch how the offensive line, I love it, guys. Great job with that slow down in there to show. Look at it, the blocking assignment is kicking out. He comes in for the stand-up touchdown. The only touchdown of the game.
North Pocono will get the second half kicked off. What do you want to see more from the Trojans? I would think number 2 is going to get the rock a lot in the ball. Yep.
Well, that's not hard. Michael Blaine should get that a majority of these carries and keep the clock running and keep going. For the Comets right now, they've got to establish just something. I'd like to say let's get a run game going, but 4 yards isn't going to get it done. So.
Well, we talked about in the beginning playoff expectations and points. Well, look at the district standings right now. North Pocono just hanging in there. 8 teams in 4A this year. There you see what's ahead of them. So tonight's game is very important for the win because next week they have to go to top seed Crestwood.
And North Pocono right now, if they can get this win tonight, they're going to get a little bit more in terms of their points because they're playing a bigger school. So those power points come into play. Right now, Honesdale, I believe it was tied up at their game. And Honesdale's coach has done it. Russick's done a nice job up there, 5-3. Berwick right now, they're in a dogfight. I mean, Wyoming area, unfortunately, right now is down in southern Columbia and not doing very well.
5A now, you see Abington Heights, they take 4 teams in this year. Scranton Delaware Valley tied at 14 at the half. Pittston area didn't get a score yet. And Abington Heights, they want the win because they want to secure that playoff spot.
They really do. Pittston actually was 0-0, which I was surprised at with Holy Redeemer. Holy Redeemer's been a dark horse.
No, that game's tomorrow.
Oh, that's why it said 0-0?
Yeah, it's 0-0. It's tomorrow at 1 o'clock at Valley West, Redeemer and Pittston area. So we are away, getting a set for the kick. And Hartshore's kick is taken down by Smith. Smith falls forward. And let's check in now with Amanda, who's talked to Coach Repsius. So we'll take to her.
That's right, guys. I talked to Coach, and he acknowledged that the kids are playing so hard, but he said this possession is huge on defense. He said they need to get that ball back to their in the offensive hands. He said they really need to sustain the drives and put some points on the boards. He said, but most importantly, they need to eliminate the mistakes.
Yep, the key to success right there, stop the mistakes.
North Pocono does have a fumble in that first half. Gallant coughed it up, but no harm, no foul. Abington unable to score. Let's go back to Blaine. Blaine trying to get the 100-yard mark. Gets some room on the first carry, up for about 8.
Well, he's really running really strong right now. Watch this. Here's that power play. You see number 50 coming to the street. Look at 23, just gets that chip block. Nice job, nice running, and I think we know the formula for success for the Trojans tonight.
Another reason the Comets' offense hasn't been successful, hasn't been on the field.
Exactly.
That 13-play drive took up a lot of time of that second quarter for North Pocono. That's exactly what the Trojans want to do here on their first possession of the third quarter. keep that ball. West with a hole. Noah West comes through the longest run of the night for him. He's up to the 40, gain of 11, and it's a figure law first down.
Boy, they just go with that quarterback sneak, and he squeezed that up in there. Does an excellent job gaining 14 yards, I think. 12 to 14 yards on that, and a key first down. Keep this drive alive. And Bob, as you said, keep that offense cold, especially the quarterbacks on the Comet sideline.
You heard Amanda say how big a possession this is for the defense. Well, they already gave up a one first down. Nice cut by Blaine. There's a little bit of speed from the senior inside Comet territory down to the 41, gain of 19.
Well, you guys, on that play, number 28, Austin Boersma, the middle linebacker for the Comets, he was tapping the backside of the defensive lineman, telling them to stunt inside, and they all went inside, and where did Blaine go? He hit it to the outside.
So that run puts Blaine over the 100-yard mark on 21 carries tonight. That's what the recipe calls for the Trojans. Big push from the line. Still carrying Comets. Another figure law first down for Michael Blaine. 16 on that, maybe 14, excuse me.
Here we go. Now this time they got number 75, the big 225. Jake Keating coming in, pulling on that power, and the offensive line now, their size difference is starting to take effect on the Comets' defensive line.
Big push for this offense, averaging 127 yards on the ground. Near that tonight, that's the recipe what they want for the North Pocono. As I said, here we go back to Blaine. Run blitz from Abington. They get him in the backfield. Loses one. Brower to stop again. Comets have to be more aggressive.
They really do, and you see that they're standing up on the offense or defensive line right there. When you can read a defensive lineman's number, you know they're up too high. They're going to get manhandled. But they did a nice job. The linebackers did a great job that time, flowing, getting in there.
Kerrigan, the freshman, on the stop, had the start tonight. Bunch of injuries for Abington. Some of the starters have been out a couple weeks, and especially this week. Back to the original line of scrimmage for Blaine. Good job by the Comets. Cristofello on the tackle along with Boersma.
Well, you saw on this play, they traded the tight end. They went trips to the right side, then they traded the tight end, and they went with that toss play, trying to overlap that tight end, because you would figure that the Comets would have kept their strength to the field on that. They were smart on that. They played balanced.
How smart is Coach Dolan? I watched him last week. I was at the prep game. He doesn't have a play. He doesn't have the plays on a sheet. He calls it from his head. He has them in his head, all the plays. How many plays do you think he has in his head? 150? 100?
Well,
I mean, what do you think?
Double it, because if you go left and right.
Yeah. Ball comes out again. Picked up by Bosey. And it's a big turnover for North Pocono. And what Abington wants. And West gets up gingerly, coughs it up, and Comets are in business. Got the ball back.
There we go. Quarterback, design play. Oh, boy, right. Nice job in there. Who was that put his shoulder pad right on the ball? That was a great job. I think that was number 16 again. Coming up in there.
Burke
nice
or
job.
Brower? 6 looks like an 8, so
yeah,
could see it again maybe. So break for Abington. Now let's see what we can see. Let's see what the sophomore quarterback can do. Started playing in the second quarter. Theodore, a couple completions for him. Gonna try Boersma. Not much running room. North Pocono stacks him up. You gain of 1 at best. Tried to go long a couple times, but they've been unsuccessful.
Well,
nothing really over the middle, though.
Well, they're North Pocono was playing their 4-4, cover 3.
Quick to Fedor, his first catch tonight. positive yards, brings up 3rd down. Fedor out last week with an injury.
Well, brings up a 3rd and manageable situation for Coach Repshis right now. Smart play right there because they're throwing to where the bubble in the defense is, right in between the outside linebacker and the cornerback.
Blaine and Lefebvre on the tackle. Big 3rd down here early in the 3rd quarter. Clock's still rolling. Little quick out to get it to Fedor, and it is a figure law for 1st down, gain of 5.
The Trojans rolled into a 4-3 cover 2 look that time. And a smart play, a quick hitter to gain short distance and gain a key 1st down.
That's coming right into your living room. John Gumble again on the
the man, the myth,
man
the
on
legend.
the sidelines. So they pick up a 1st down. Instead, they open it up a little bit. Down 7. Four receivers in there. 3-man rush. Out to Burke, and Burke picks up a couple. So you see what North Pocono's doing. They're just going to rush 3 and bring 8 back.
And there's not going to be any long gains, that's for sure. So they're going to have to just deke them in here. You know, they just little stuff, just throw it out there. And again, Burke is such a good receiver that way. He's a tall target. And when he falls forward, that's 2 yards, being 6'2".
You see Theodore with a little hop, and it looks a little gingerly. Ten on the play clock, plenty of time. Three-man rush. Nowhere for Theodore to go. Pointing, saying down the middle, has Henzis, and it had an opportunity. It was in his hands, but he dropped it. They found the gap and couldn't pull it in.
Nice job by right here of the linebacker, quarterback. Boy, was he directing things just like a true general out there, pointing, telling guys, making all his reads. Pump fake to the left, comes back to the right. Nice job, Theodore.
Yeah, Christian knew it too. So 3rd down now, long for Greg Juste's offense. Four-man rush. Trying to get over the middle, in and out of the hands of the junior Fedor, and it goes incomplete. Hartshorn now to punt. Good defensive stand from the Trojans.
Good job by the Trojans right here. Again, they're going to try to make them throw perfect passes in there, and that's not it hasn't happened yet, and that's really putting pressure on those young quarterbacks.
High snap, pulls it in, gets a high kick away. Talked about his leg, fair catch at the 35. Good job by Smith to pull it in. Let's go down to Amanda with a special guest on the North Pocono sidelines.
Thanks, Bob. I'm joined now by Max Malik. Max, you're a member of this football team. Your team wears family on the back of their jerseys. Can you talk to me about what that family means and what it means to you to be here and what your role is on this team?
It means a lot, and like you said, with the family on the back of our jerseys, we're really a tight-knit group. We, no matter what the situation is, we're not going to quit on anybody. And like I said, we're really tight-knit, and really my role is just to keep the morale up, keeping everybody going, motivating them to go one more play, keeping them to just push themselves and, hopefully get some wins along the way for sure.
Max, we talked briefly, but you also participate in sled hockey. Can you tell me about what your involvement is with your sled hockey team?
So I play for the Philadelphia Hammerheads in Philadelphia, obviously, and it's so much fun. We're traveling all over the country, going to different tournaments, different games, and really it's not even just the playing. Like, that's fun too, because when you're on the ice, it feels like you're flying, really. But it's just being around your teammates. Like here, you're being around your brothers pretty much, building that camaraderie, building that chemistry, and it really shows, especially out on the ice and with us out on the gridiron.
Max, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bob, Jan, back to you guys.
Max doing great things, even from
Oh,
the
that's
wheelchair,
awesome.
and
What a
great stuff. And Blaine almost broke it up to midfield. 10 yards for him, and it's a figure law 1st down, and that is the recipe.
That it really is, and I said that earlier in the game, Bob. We discussed that in pregame. That what's the best thing that North Pocono does? Run the ball, and they're trying to keep Abington honest. Here we go, but you know what? It's crunch time. Let's get this going. 7 points. We need more.
Just tripped up by Burke, or he might have still been running, right?
He really
right
is.
to the car.
Well, we know Amanda was parked up that side, so maybe that's where he was heading.
Blaine again, head down, pulls forward. Stopped by Kerrigan.
I like that play. Number 75, Jake Keating from his right guard pulls to the left. What does Blaine do? He sees a nice hole and cuts it back inside. Whoop, right there. Nice job. Lead block in there by Zach Gallant, too. And he just said, you know what? I see a gap. I'm cutting back. That's what good running backs do.
Nice cut by Blaine, brings up, looks like a third down.
They ran just a basic ISO play right there where the fullback leads up through. Third and medium right now. Coach Dolan, let's see what he dials up on this play.
Blitz by Abington. Blaine finds the hole, and Blaine is off to the races. And Michael Blaine goes in for a 43-yard North Pocono touchdown. It was coming, and finally it broke.
You know, you can only put your finger in that dam so long. Right now, what they started, though, they had a slot formation, then they traded the tight end to the slot side. Abington adjusted their secondary. That's why Blaine had a straight shot into the end zone to the outside.
No flags down. Mapes on for the second PAT of the night. High snap. And nope, you cannot get two in high school football. We want to try, maybe someday.
You played it a whistle.
Nice drive. Blaine capitalizes, 43-yard run from the senior and extends the North Pocono lead now 13-0. Five plays, 65 yards. The big run from Michael Blaine extends the North Pocono lead now by 13. 3 minutes left here in the third quarter. Well, let's try see if Abington hold on to the ball on a kickoff. Bossy again. They're trying to strip the ball. He fumbled the opening kickoff. They can't do it this time. He carries players up past the 43.
Tomorrow is another nonstop all-day college football Saturday on Fox. Game kickoff is at noon with the Iowa Hawkeyes taking on the number 2 unbeaten Ohio State Buckeyes. Then number 9 UCLA battles number 10 Oregon. Get your fill of college football all day tomorrow only on Fox 56.
So good field position for the Comets. Theodore gets it out to Burke. Gain of about 3.
You'll see right here, a nice pass strike in here. Burke gets the ball, cuts back to his inside, but again, he was met by a linebacker, number 44 from North Pocono. That
Tyler Fave.
Tyler Fave, yep.
So let's see if now the Comets can get back into it. Here comes the blitz. Good coverage out there, goes incomplete. So your passing team, they're dropping 8.
Well, they're still bringing pressure now, too, and that's what's amazing. And I think it's because how big the three interior guys are for North Pocono. They're just, I mean, they're, like I said earlier, there's a 27-pound difference in the size.
I think we have an injured Comets on this near side right at the North Pocono bench. It may be Fedor. He was injured last week. He was the intended recipient of the pass. That went incomplete. Third down coming up. Or is this a North Pocono player? See red. It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell.
So it's a North Pocono player down. We'll take a look at that. Let's see what Abington has done this year. Playing much better of late. Getting that big upset last week. 2-2 in their last 4 games. Next week they head to Del Val, which is in a scrum tonight with Scranton.
And if you look, even listening to Coach Dolan speak about Abington, there's only one game that you see on that screen that they got blown out. Every other game has been pretty much really close. So they've done some good things, but the problem is the turnovers that the Comets have had all year.
So the Trojan player that was banged up is off the field. Brings up third down now and long, facing this Abington team. Thorder into the pocket. Long pass to Fedor. Fedor pulls it in, and it's incomplete. Coach Dolan's right there. The referee's right there. Coach Dolan says it's incomplete, but I believe the referee, Chris Thomas, said it is complete.
It is complete, and Coach Dolan has to be careful. He's outside the coach's box right there, and you don't want to, tack on extra yardage in there. Nice job stepping up in the pocket. Good tight spiral, good placement. 1, 2. No, he had 2 feet. He was in bounds.
Did he have the ball?
He did. He had control.
Abington knocking on the door inside the Allied Services red zone. Trying to get back into this one. Theodore over the middle. Has a receiver. Bossy pulls it in. His second touchdown of the season. And the Comets are on the board for the first time tonight.
Well, we heard Coach Dolan at the half say they are a quick strike team, and you just saw that. 3 plays, boom. Now, the recipe for success for the Comets is let's keep this short passing game going, and then we're going to hit you with the long one.
Hartshorn for the PAT. Almost automatic, got a strong leg. They put it down, and it's up, and the lead now just 6. That is, you mentioned, the quick strike of the Comets, 3 plays, 57 yards, and that's how you get back in the game.
Look at this. I mean, great job offensive line gives him time. He's really cool, calm, and his composure back there in the pocket. He does a nice job, steps up, throws a touchdown strike.
Give credit to the offensive line. Gave him a great pocket to look from. Theodore threw his 8th touchdown of the year.
That entire series, that offensive line did a great job, and it was because North Pocono, didn't bring pressure. So he was able to have that time to go through his progressions, make his reads, and be successful throwing.
(13-7) the score. Under 2 here to play just in the third quarter, and finally got some offense going after it was 7-0 at the half. Each team has scored here in the third.
Nice to see that both teams now are starting to open their offense up. They're getting the consistency they need to be successful. So now it's going to fall back on the Comets defense, and that's what Coach Reps just said. It was very key to them.
Abington Heights last district title was 2016. They won the 5A title. That's the same year North Pocono won the 4A title.
Wow.
So 2016.
Deja vu.
Yeah. Hartshorn, strong leg, gets into it. Smith throws about the 3. Schmidt there, Brower there, and he stopped short of the 20. North Pocono comes back out.
We'll have to see how they respond now. If they do what they did last series, they're going to chew up another 4 or 5 minutes on this drive.
Here was North Pocono through the year.
Again, if you look, Coach Dolan has said they have struggled. His kids are playing hard. They're just struggling to keep their offense identity going.
Shut out twice this year, last week against Prep. Blaine trying to get out there, and he's tripped up by Henzes behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, Christian Henzes does a great job from his safety position reading that, and you'll see him come to the left of your screen. He comes up, you see him, big number 2 on 2 right now, does a great job coming up and just trips him up enough, drops him for a slight loss.
His 4th tackle for a loss on the season, came in with 56 total tackles, and if that name sounds familiar, yes, it is Jack Henzes'
grandson.
Thank you. I almost said godfather, but no. His grandson, and in fact, Coach Dolan is Christian's godfather.
Small world.
Small world. So not much running room there. Casey trips him up, 3rd and long now, and this Comets defense starting to really position themselves in the right way to pick up the run and stop Blaine.
Well, a little touchdown, gives you that momentum. It gets the adrenaline pumping for you. And again, now they're going to just do what they've been doing, play good assignment football, and they're going to really make the Trojans earn every single yard.
Under 30 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Momentum on the side of the Comets. You talk about the big bow. Let's see if the defense can make a stop. West trying to find anything, cannot. Comets defense is there, and they hold. Big number 78, A.J. Abda, makes the tackle, and it's punt time for the Trojans.
Boy, the sophomore, 6'1", 215-pounder, does a nice job in there, playing off. Look at that. He just comes flying into your screen, wraps him up, and drops him for a loss.
Abington starting to play a little better. Can they tie this one up or even take the lead? We'll find out. 4th quarter is coming up.
Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY. It's time now to introduce you to our figured law firm Scholar Athletes of the Week. From Abington Heights, we have Rina Hanumali. She's the captain of the tennis team. She has a 4.0 GPA, a member of the National Honor Society, and an AP Scholar with distinction. She's a recipient of the Presidential Volunteer Service Award, and she plans on being a physician. From North Pocono, we have Emily Franklin. She's a member of the track and field and cross-country teams and a state qualifier in both. She's ranked 1st in her class and is a member of the National Honor Society and volunteers in her community. She plans on majoring in health studies in hopes of becoming a physician's assistant. Bob, Jan, another 2 great student athletes.
Absolutely. Every week you get more and more impressed.
You have a hard decision that you're going to have to make at the end.
No, you do.
Oh, it's my turn this year.
It's your turn.
Well, we have a stoppage here because
So there's some confusion where the ball is. Referees marked it. And no matter what, North Pocono is going to punt it. From the 18, we have another stoppage.
There was an Coach Reps and he deserves an explanation as to what was going on. Because when he had the ball last time, they spotted the ball wrong. He actually had 1st and 12.
Benzie back to kick. Short kick opportunity for Cucciafello, and he's inside Trojan territory at the 41. So Abington, who just went down the field in 3 plays, has the ball again, trailing by 6.
Smartly, he wrapped that ball up with 2 hands on the return. They're in really good shape. One of their best start. Well, it's their best field position of the night.
That's right. Comets lead this series 32-19-1. That's what the series is. And again, North Pocono, though, has won the last 7. So the Comets trying to break that string, pick up a win. They've trailed most of the game by 7. They just scored. Quick out to Fedor. Not much there. Gain of about 3.
Well, again, this is what worked for them last year. It's just all these short little 2-3 yards. He almost dropped that ball. Good job, good decision. Bring that ball in and gaining 3 yards. what they're doing is they're going to try to set the Trojans up. They're going to start creeping up because everything's been short. Then they're going to go long.
Theodore's played well tonight, no interceptions. Out to Fedor. He falls forward, and I think it's going to be a figure law first down.
Boy, Fedor, 6'3", 180-pound junior, 3 touchdowns on the year. Another big target for Theodore to be looking for. You'll see it right here. He knows exactly who he's going to right from the get start. There was no check down, no reads. Key first down to keep the drive alive.
Theodore this season against Western Wayne had 163 yards and 2 touchdowns. Last week against Scranton, 3 interceptions. Out to the far side, the Fedor, and Fedor just goes out of bounds, and why not? They're going to give you 5, take 5.
Well, the Trojans on that, they're waiting for that long play, and their defense is playing, the secondary is playing back. And you saw he checked down, and then he said, well, there's no one else. I'm going to my safety valve.
West on the tackle, but a gain of 4. Not like you want to think field goal, but Hartshorn does have a strong leg, so you just want to get points on this drive.
And there's a lot of time left in the quarter, so.
Theodore didn't see anything, wisely takes off, falls forward to bring up a 3rd and short.
Well, the Trojans are dropping 5 guys back into their coverage. The Comets are only sending 3.
So I think you're within 2 plays. You need it's 2 plays to get 3 yards, right?
Correct.
So this offense is woken up here in the second half for the Comets. Down just 6.
Oh.
And it is intercepted on the far side.
Great break on the ball there. Wow.
Benzik pulls it in. He was scouting that out.
Look at that. 2 hands. He just did a perfect job on that. Wow. That's a highlight film right there.
Saw the out, made the decision, and jumped the pass.
He really did. And just another great shot here, different angle. And he just comes right into your viewing area, just reaching out. Boy, if we had 3D television, that would have been in your living room,
hey, we have
folks.
new cameras. We don't have 3D yet.
Well, yeah, and the cameras look great.
So the Trojans have the ball back now after the turnover. They got to run some time off this clock. Blaine forward, Burke the tackle. 2-yard gain. So a good night for Michael Blaine over the 150-yard mark, but still this game far from over. And Coach Dolan knows it.
And that's why he's taking his time right now. Let's just, we'll take the play clock down, start milking it a little bit, give the Comets less time on offense.
Out quickly. Smith up for a figure law first down past the 35.
Well, Coach Dolan liked what he was seeing from Abington, said let's do it right back at him. And a nice job and a big gain right there by Smith. Nice job with the stalk block right there by number 10. Great job in there, doing what he's supposed to do. Eat that man up, allow the receiver to cut back inside, gain that valuable yardage.
That's Zach Benzie, 8-yard gain. First downs are what North Pocono has on the menu. Can they keep it moving? Workhorse tonight, Michael Blaine, getting a 31 carries against Wallenpaupack this year. He's going to be near that now.
I was talking with Mr. Blaine before the game, and I asked him, I said, who's your favorite NFL team? Who do you think?
Steelers.
No, Jets.
Oh.
Jumping on the Jets, good for him. He's going to be eating a lot of pizza tonight. He said that's his go-to favorite food. He's earned it tonight. I think Coach Dolan owes him an extra large pie.
Oh, here is the pizza lover. It breaks out in the open. He maybe get an extra large. He adds another touchdown. He does. 61-yard run for Michael Blaine, his second big one of the night.
Adding to his total, he's got to be approaching 200 yards, I would imagine. Look at this, just a toss play. Great job right there. Number 14 does a wonderful job. Ryan Marsh on that block, turns him out, and then he cuts back 61 yards.
So a great run, they complete. They turn the turnover into points. More importantly, that's what you want. They haven't been able to do that earlier in the game.
Neither team has been able to do that. This is the first time. And that, again, now that takes the momentum away from the Comets, gives it back to the Trojans. 8 minutes left to go in the quarter.
4 plays, 76 yards. Blaine, his second long touchdown of the night. Coach Dolan thinking about going for 2 to give him a 14-point lead because he knows Abington can strike quickly and come back.
And we saw that just 3 plays, 50-some yards that the Comets did, and they really can do it, and they started to look like they're getting hot. So Coach Dolan is, again, I think if he's going to go 2-point, I would imagine Mr. Blaine's getting the ball.
So they do come back out with the offense. The lineup in the eye. And you mentioned Michael Blaine. Probably just give him a little rest, too.
After
we'll
that big run. After this, we'll give it to him.
They fake it.
Bootleg.
West looking for anyone. Burke in his face, and it's intercepted. Picked off. Now a 12-point lead, so still need 2 scores here for the Comets, but you get those PATs, and they're big.
That's the second PAT we saw that they didn't convert.
Okay, got ourselves a ball game here in Moscow.
Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY. Our Dr. Todd Smile Cam is brought to you by Catherine Agantovich and Ryan Finnerty. They're both on the color guard for Abington Heights. Thank you, girls, so much for joining me. Catherine, how long have you and Ryan been performing together?
All 4 years of high school.
And how much practice goes into what you guys do out on the field?
2 days a week.
And why is it so special what you guys do on Friday nights?
It's all about coming out to perform, being energetic, and representing the school and representing just Abington Heights.
It was so nice watching you guys at halftime. Thank you guys so much for joining us for our Dr. Todd Smile Cam.
Thank you to those ladies. Did a great job at halftime. So Abington now 82 yards away if they want to get into the end zone, get back into this lead. Theodore just wisely throws it out of bounds, save it for another down, stops the clock.
Good coverage by the Trojans on that. Abington rolled to do a flood play to their right. And you'll see like 1, 2, there were 3 red jerseys covering the 2 long white jerseys.
Looks like I hit a North Pocono player in the head on the sidelines. That's gotta hurt. Well, he has a helmet on.
He does have a helmet
on, yeah. So 3 wideouts to this near side. Right over the middle, the bossy, the tight end has it. Holds on to the ball. It's a big gain all the way to the 45. And the Comets are inside North Pocono territory with a figure law first down.
We've seen how dangerous the Comets can be. Now, this is one example of what they've done. I love that they went to the tight end. He just did a pop pass. He beat the linebacker, and then he got all the way into Trojan territory.
37-yard gain. Theodore with plenty of time. No flag, and it goes incomplete. Good coverage by Blaine.
Look at the height difference right there between Blaine and number 22 for Abington. But again, Bob, you mentioned how good the offensive line is now starting to pick up their offensive assignments. Nice job by Blaine putting that in there. Mason Fedora is 6'3", and Blaine is 6'1". He looked a whole lot taller out there when they were walking next to each other.
Theodore being chased from behind. He's taken down. Ryan Marsh's second sack of the season. And it's a big one, and a loss of 5.
Well, he started to creep up from his outside linebacker. Great job. Look at that. And you just see he just chases, hawks him down, and drops him for a loss. Quarterback awareness. When you're playing quarterback, you've got to be able to see that. You'll see it on Saturdays, especially Sundays. That's what the quarterbacks are looking. They're looking for linebackers' movement to see who's now is going to be the Mike linebacker. Where's pressure coming from? I don't think he saw him creep up on the line. That's why nothing good happened on that play for Mr. Theodore.
Coming up on the midway point of this fourth quarter. Abington trying to do anything. Going to go deep. Double coverage. It's picked off. Noah West has it. No flags down. West still on his feet. A return of almost 30 yards. And North Pocono stops the Abington Heights Comets. I think we might have a flag down somewhere.
So I'm trying to see what we have.
On the near side. Illegal block in the back. Must be after the INT.
Illegal block back, number 14, return team. Penalty will be assessed from the spot of the foul. 1st and 10, North Pocono.
Good explanation there from Jason McDermott, our referee, and a second INT for Theodore in as many possessions.
So let's see if we can find number 14, Ryan Marsh, on this after the INT. I didn't see.
It was a nice return by West.
It really was.
Double covering Fedor like they have pretty much all night down at the field, and that one paid off. Now let's see if North Pocono can put this one away and try to pick up win number 4 on the season. Blaine, 200 yards already, and he wants more. Blaine a gain of 20.
Great job by Michael Blaine, 6'1", 190-pound senior. They go with the power play. Fullback kicks out that outside linebacker, opens it up inside that D gap, and he just scorches them now for another 17 yards.
So North Pocono going to try to put this one away. They led 7-0 at half. Runs right into the line of Abington Heights, gain of just 1. Sespico on the stop for Abington.
Well, Noah West gets the play from Coach Dolan coming in. And Noah West probably felt really good now, after he picked that ball. Now he knows what it feels like. He's probably never going to throw another INT the rest of this season.
Cutrofello. Blaine falls forward short of the first down. That's all you're going to see a lot of number 2 now.
Again, they just go with that base power, and this time he bounced it outside. Last time he tried going inside and got stuffed. This time he gained, and we got quarterback sneak in there.
Coach Dolan still concerned, I'm sure. It's not over till the clock hits 0, right?
And he's just taking his time with this. That's what he's doing right now. He's going to take his time. He knows what play he wants to call, and he's just going to let it go and tells his quarterback, snap it at like 2 seconds to go on the clock.
Big blitz. gets out of that one. Boy, one of the Comets was in the backfield, almost took the handoff.
You saw they're bringing a ton of pressure now, trying to force a turnover. Number 55 in there.
Connor Casey.
He's been all over the field, outside linebacker from his will position. That time he shot into the A gaps.
Hard count from West. See Abington's moving forward. A lot of movement. I think this was going to be procedure. Probably give 5 back to North Pocono. Abington just trying to sell out now. 3:10 left.
72 offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 2.
Well, you're going to look back on this game, and it's going to be the running attack of North Pocono that actually won it, which exactly what Coach Dolan wanted to see from his team.
Well, we know Michael Blaine can run the ball, and he proved tonight that he can. Give him the ball, give him the rock, and good things will happen. They stuck to that game plan the second half, and it's been very successful for them.
North Pocono trying to pick up win number 286 in program history.
Wow.
Good blocking from Blaine. Bossy on the tackle, but it's going to be 3rd down.
You'll see they just run that toss. They end up, it's like the old Green Bay Packers sweep where they'll pull the guards and they toss the ball out. And Blaine's just having a good vision night where he's able to pick and choose the spots he wants to run.
3 touchdowns tonight, over 200 yards rushing for the senior.
That's a good night.
That's a pretty good night. Of course, they have Crestwood next week at Crestwood. We'll let you know a couple scores here that are important after the Blaine run. Trying to look for touchdown number 4. Michael Blaine can smell a touchdown, and he gets it. Number 4 on the night for number 2.
Boy, does he had a little bit of extra gear in there. When he saw that he could get that, he switched it into overdrive, and look at this. Great job cutting back. He says, gets his offensive lineman, get away from me, I need separation. And then when he saw it, he went in.
Picked a good night to have a great night on the ground. Top of the season, well over 210 yards, 4 touchdowns. Brady Mapes' PAT is up and through, and this one I think is pretty much in the books. 26-7.
Watch this run. There you go. There's that power play. They had the guard tackle pull this time. Now he's in here, and he just sees all that end zone. His eyes must have gotten big, and he just said, I'm in, baby. Let's go.
Next week, Coach, we got the battle of the bridge.
The bridge.
The bridge. Between what is Wyoming Area School District and the Pittston Area School District. So that's a big game down there. Wyoming Area was losing to Southern. Pittston Area plays tomorrow against Redeemer. Both of those are in the playoff hunt in 4A and 5A, just like these two teams here tonight. And then we'll have college football back to some coaches' stomping grounds down to Wilkes University. It's the last time they will play Kings and Wilkes as members of the MAC.
Wow. Who knew? And Coach Dolan, he was we were talking with him at the beginning of the game, and he was really excited about next week's game. He's a Wyoming area grad.
Yep.
He was
talking about our game, not his game.
Yeah. He was talking about where he wishes sometimes he could still go back, and he already told us he's got it set on record for next Friday night with Wyoming area and Pittston.
Makes the short kick. Schmidt from his 19 up forward, holds on to the ball.
NFL on Fox this Sunday starts with the NFL kickoff show at 11. First game begins at 1 with the New York Giants versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs travel to San Fran to take on the 49ers. Fox NFL Sunday, only on Fox 56.
The 49ers and Christian McCaffrey now. Big
Wow.
trade yesterday. They pick up probably one of the all leagues talent at running back when he's healthy.
When he's healthy, and he's something to deal with.
And remember he played at Stanford, right?
He did. So he's happy to be back on the West Coast.
Theodore to Burke. We haven't called Burke's name much tonight. Still on his feet. Big gain all the way inside the 30. And Abington Heights going to still fight for this win.
Let's see. Nice job. They put a little bit of pressure. They tried doing a stunt on the inside. And Burke, again, he's just such a big target to go to. And he runs really well. You see he gets those yards after the catch, the yaks. And he does a nice job getting out of bounds, stops the clock.
But you have to give credit to North Pocono. They haven't let him really catch the ball tonight.
No, their secondary is really, well, they've been keying on him.
Three-man rush. Theodore's going to have time, but it's going to be a lot of red jerseys. And it's kicked and picked. West with his second INT. It's the third for Theodore, and that will just about do it.
Wow, I never heard that, a kick and a pick.
Watch this. I don't know who kicked it.
I'm not sure. It went off of the Trojan foot, I believe.
I think it was
he hits
Benzie.
He did it himself.
Benzie wanted his second INT, but he said, I'll give it to Noah West.
And watch Coach Dolan coming to your screen here. He tells him, go down, go down, go down. Just stop. Don't go out of bounds. Stop, 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 stop.
So North Pocono going to improve to 4-5 on the year. Abington's going to drop to 2-7, and they'll head to Delaware Valley next week.
And things are going to get shaken up there in the 4A. Dallas is losing right now to Wilkes-Barre 35-7, so that's going to drop them down a little bit.
Yeah, that Crestwood could lock up the top seed in 4A with a win tonight.
They would,
because Valley View has 2 losses.
Coach Arcangeli would love to be able to say that again, that they've done it that way and they're heading into playoffs where they want to be seeded number 1. Ooh, Lakeland 29, Western Wayne 28. Woo!
Big game there. That's in Division 2 of the Lackawanna Football Conference. 2A against 3A. And Western Wayne, they could secure the top spot in 3A.
And Western Wayne, Coach Wolf and those guys up there, he's done a great job with what he's had this year.
They may be the surprise team of the year in our area, not only in District 2. But I don't know what people expected, but they're going to go to 8-1 on the, well, if they win. 7-1 right now.
And Coach Wolf at the media day, he was very low key about it. He wasn't, yeah, we're missing some kids. I had some of my bigger kids quit. They didn't want to play. So he didn't know where they were going to be. They were in transition, and they're doing well. Congratulations to Coach Dolan and the Trojans at North Pocono.
There's the 2 longtime coaches congratulating one another, but give Coach Dolan's team a lot of credit. The final score, North Pocono 26, Abington Heights 7. Amanda will have our players of the game, and pretty much I think the storyline of this game. Michael Blaine, the offensive line of North Pocono, they controlled the clock, they controlled what they needed to.
And turnovers. That absolutely crushed the Comets tonight.
5 turnovers by Abington Heights tonight, 3 INTs and 2 fumbles. North Pocono took advantage of a couple of those at the end there.
So right now, they're going to just have to regroup and get ready for their last game of the year. And just they're playing for pride now.
So we're waiting for Amanda to get our players of the game situated. Trojan team's going to come over and sing the alma mater. And Amanda is ready now with our players of the game from the victorious North Pocono Trojans.
That's right, guys. I've got Michael Benzie and Zach Blaine. Congratulations, guys. I screwed that up, didn't I? Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm so sorry, guys. Congratulations on being our players of the game. What can you take from today's win?
It was just a great team effort. Everyone put in their hard work. Everyone was doing their job. Everyone, team effort. Everyone, coach was calling the right plays. We were executing, winning up front. Just teamwork. Everyone won.
A bit of a slow first half. What really got you guys moving in that second half?
Well, I mean, all the seniors, we got together, we all told the team, we're like, listen, this is our last game at home. We really want to get this win, so we all pushed very hard. We came out with the win.
A couple touchdowns for the night. What was going through your mind on those?
Honestly, it was all the offensive line. They had the best holes I've seen all year. And I honestly thank them so much for giving me a great game.
Looking ahead, postseason coming up, what can we expect to see from North Pocono?
I mean, we're a great team. Everybody's going to underestimate us. I feel like we're the underdogs in every game. We're going to come out and shock some people in the playoffs, and I can't wait.
Congratulations, guys, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our Army National Guard players of the game, Michael Blaine and Zach Benzie. or William Anderson,
Well,
either way.
Hey,
But
they're North Pocono. They're fine. They're family.
And again, they're trying to get back to the District 2 for a title game, which they lost to Valley View last year. But it's going to be an uphill battle for them. First, they have to get by the Comets next week.
And that's a tall task because they run that single wing. You can't prepare for it. You can try. It's just not the game speed that they're used to seeing. When you're trying to spend more time teaching your scout offense to run a real funky offense that Crestwood does.
Well, North Pocono's happy that their last senior home game here, regular season anyway. If they get, you never know what's going to happen in the playoffs, and that will just about do it. Next week, Battle of the Bridge down in Luzerne County. It's Wyoming Valley Conference action. Wyoming area at Pittston area will be live on the air next Friday at 7 o'clock. It's the last regular season game for both teams. Great job by our crew tonight. Good job in the inside. Steve Phillips is back in the seat. Bill Murphy directing. Tyler Peterson at audio. Tyler Florian at graphics.
They switched, I believe.
I always switch. And a great job by the entire camera crew getting those shots here tonight on a cold evening. For Amanda, for Jan, this is Bob saying so long. We'll see you next week down in Luzerne County.
You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals, presented by Tom Hesser Dealerships on MyTV WQMY.